It's Miss Karen. We are slowly working our way through the alphabet. Matter of fact, we are on the home run stretch. We have covered a lot of letters. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, a Q, an R, and I wonder what letter's next. You guys know what comes after R? You better tell me before I forget so we know who's here to come up the coconut tree. We are working on the letter S today. Okay? So, guys have been watching, you know, I try to do these in 2 parts. Every now and then I throw in a 3-parter, but this one has 2 parts. We're working on the letter S. Here comes S up the coconut tree. Let's get going. Okay, so S is for snake. So it snakes around, doesn't it? Okay, so let's get to working on our letter S and start thinking of some words that make that S sound. And some things so we can call them out as we find our S's. So like here's an S. We already know what S is for snake. Okay, here's a T, D. There's another S. What's another word for S? How about silly? I don't know about you guys, I've had some silly days. Here's a U. There's a couple S's. How about sneaker? You guys have sneakers on your feet? And, oh, if it's not a sneaker, it's a S for shoe, huh? Yeah. Here's a Z, C, A, B, I, V, W, E, S. How about an S for sock? Do you put socks on with your shoes? So in the wintertime especially, huh? Yeah, we need those socks with our shoes. F, S. How about sun? I haven't seen much of the sun today. It's been awful windy. There's some clouds blowing in. So S is for sun. J. There's another S. Boy, there's a lot of S's. What comes out at night? Sun goes down, sun goes to sleep, and the stars come up at night, huh? S is for star. K, X. Oh, here's another S. How about super? You know, it was a super day yesterday. Today it's just kind of a so-so day. So-so is another letter S. Silly me. And there's a W, an I, J, G, U. Here's an F up here. There's an M. I think I forgot it. Here's an S. How about a slide? Like in the park, you know, you have swings. Swings are letter S. And a slide. There's a T and an X, and there's an S for our swing. So how many S's do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Did I get them all? Looks like it. So I have 11 S's. 11 snakes slithering. I hope I don't have 11 snakes slithering outside. Okay. Let's color my snake here. You guys came up with a craft. If you guys watch the craft portion, we're actually going to make a snake. So make sure you watch all these through, and I'll show you how to make a snake. So going onwards, oh, we have a picture puzzle to color. Now this one's different. It's not a color by number. It's not a color by letter. It is a color everything that has a dot on it. So this says color the spaces with dots. Make them blue. Okay, so let me get my blue crayon. I wonder what this is. So, like, here's a blue. There's a blue, and there's a blue, and there's a blue. Kind of color all through those together. See, that's blue, and that one's blue and blue. That's blue. That's not. That's a blue, and a blue, and a blue, blue, blue. I kind of just color in all the little dots here, and then I can go back and color like a group of them at once. Okay, so if who's ever taken care of you, they want to find like some of these color sheets. I mean, this one, like I said, was a little different. It's not a color by number. It's not a color by letter. This one has dots that we color. This one's a little different in how we are going to reveal what our picture is. But if you Google color by number or color by letter and put in like pre-K or kindergarten or preschool, you can find all kinds of these cool little crafts to help occupy your time. Coloring is very important, especially if they have some like simple directions like these, because part of going to school, part of just life in general. So it's not just school, it's, you know, even us as grown-ups, we have to know how to follow directions. We have to know how to read things to figure out what goes where and how to do things correctly. So just this simple color page, you know, coloring these dots, everything with a dot, the same color, is showing you guys how to follow a simple instruction. Now when you're little, our instructions are really simple. You know, just like, you know, pick up your shoes, pick up your socks, go put your dish in the sink, oops, pick up your toys. Okay, as you get to be older, your instructions for life start getting a little more complex. So instead of just one thing like, you know, please pick up your shoes, you're going to hear, can you please pick up your shoes and your socks and make sure all your dirty clothes are put in the laundry. Oh boy. Wow, that was a lot of instructions to follow, huh? Okay, well that's kind of a lot to remember when you're only like, you know, 3 years old, huh? I mean, God, I gotta pick up my shoes. What else did she say? Uh-oh, I forgot. Something laundry. Do I put my shoes in my laundry? Oh. Okay, so that's why it's important to do some of these, you know, simple exercises. That, and, you know, the coloring is kind of developing that hand-eye coordination, which is so important as you're learning how to hold your pencils and your crayons, whatever your coloring implement is, even your paintbrush. It's all teaching you how to hold them right. And it's also expressing, you know, an artistic side of your brain. Because once we start getting busy with learning, it's so easy to just get caught up in just stuffing all the important stuff in there. The stuff that doesn't let us express the artsy side of our brain. And, well, we need both sides of our brain to be working. Not just the one that figures out, you know, the numbers and the letters and helps us make big sentences and talk intelligently. We need the artsy side of our brain too, because that helps us figure out complex problems. I mean, we need the reasoning, but being artsy sometimes, knowing how to see something a certain way, to put a certain color or a group of colors on a page, is all part of that reasoning and figuring out. Okay, so there. What have we made here? Remember, we're working with the letter S. It looks like we have unveiled a swan. And they didn't want us to use any color because a swan is white. Okay, a good place to see swans if you get to Reno is around Virginia Lake. It's a nice little lake, kind of downtownish. I think it's like, if you take like Plum Street or something and kind of go that way and turn back towards town a bit, you'll find Virginia Lake in there with a bunch of apartments. It's a good haven, kind of like a quiet place for swans. And they're pretty big birds. Okay, so what are we doing next here? Oh, alphabet tracing. Okay, so I'm trying to actually help you guys out with doing some alphabet stuff. We just did an earlier sheet learning how to make our letter E, F, G, and H, kind of going backwards, doing a little review. I think we'll do this with a pencil. But we're moving forward in our alphabet too, learning different letters. But we have all kinds of kids of different ages and stuff. So not only do I have to do stuff for some of you that might be 2 or 3 years old, just learning your letters, but I have to go back and review, as well as, you know, help some of you put words together that might be older. So this has a line on it for my name. I am Miss Karen. We always want to put our name on our paper, so that way, as we do stuff for our teachers, they know who to give it back to. Okay, so our S is for snake. So in case you can't see, this is how, when we're littler, we learn to make our letters. They have these like little connect the dots on them. And who's ever helping watch you can make a page of these, or you can Google like some letter practice and probably, you know, find some pages like this that you can trace out. So our S is like that. It's like a snake all curled around. So holding our pencil correctly, okay? So a lot of 3 years old, you're kind of maybe like this, you know, maybe, you know, something like this. You may even still kind of be doing a little bit of this. But when we start making our letters, we want to start holding our pencil something like this. So maybe both fingers are here on top. Maybe that middle finger slides down a little bit to support the pencil. Okay? And kind of see where my fingers are in relation to where the sharpened area is. Okay? So that's how you kind of want to hold your pencil. You want to angle your page a little bit. And then you just kind of put your pencil on the page. I'm sorry, I'm getting a shadow in here. And you draw around for your S. Okay, so let me switch hands so maybe you can see a little better. So now I'm doing lefty. So if you're lefties, okay, so righties, right, like, you know, right hand, and your paper is angled kind of this way because, you know, our elbows are at an angle. So we have to angle our paper. If you're a lefty, boop, we can't write with our paper angled that way. We have to angle our paper this way. Okay, so I'm tracing out my S's. It's kind of just like, it's an S. It's like a snake. Okay, and I'm not as good lefty. I am a mean switch hitter. That's baseball. That means I can swing the bat left-handed very good. I can lop it out into the shortstop area almost every single time. I'm so golfing left-handed. Writing when I have to. Okay, so those are capital S's. So they're on the top line, they cross down the middle, and they connect up with that bottom line. Now lowercase letters, lowercase s's, are only on the bottom half of the line. So it's still just the same letter in the case of an S, but it's smaller. Okay, we just shrink it down a bit. Okay, so following our lines around, okay, so it kind of curves up, kind of snakes down and around, and hooks up a little bit again. Okay, so it kind of curves up and around, snakes down at an angle a bit, and curves up. So a little curve up, a little slinky down and curve, and back up. A little curve up, slinks down, and back up. And by the time I get done with this, I'm going to actually be writing left-handed pretty good. Okay, so that's your letter S for snake. Okay, so you guys go practice those so somebody can write some of these out on a page for you. Regular line paper, just make 2 lines as one big line. You can highlight on the page. I show this every now and then. Okay, so on a regular line paper, you know, take a highlighter or pen and mark off a top line and a bottom line. So that way your kids have a middle line as a guide for their letters. Okay, so that's our S's for snake. Okay, oh, and we have some numbers. Okay, let me color these a bit. That way you can see them a little bit. So what do we have here? Looks like some, oh wait. I'm supposed to color the groups. I have to hold up. Time out. Didn't read my instructions. I'm getting ahead of myself. Name on the page first. I'm Miss Karen. Okay, put our name on our paper. It says look at each group. Okay, so we have a couple different groups. We have slippers. We have socks. We have, looks like some robes and maybe some sleeping caps, some stocking caps. Okay. It says circle the number that tells how many are in each group. So see, we have numbers in the bottom of each group. And then it says color the groups. Okay, so how many slippers do we have? Okay, well, let's look at our number line real quick. And this is a lot of numbers. Okay, so we're going to going to look at the top half. Okay, so let's review our numbers. Okay, so 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so a 5 is this many fingers. Remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 fingers. And we have 2 hands, and it has 5 fingers. So if we have 5 plus 5, how many would that be? It's going to be 10. We have 10 fingers and toes, huh? Okay, so let's work on this a little bit. So how many slippers do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we need to circle the number 4. Now we can color the slippers a little bit. Okay. I'm just going to color the top part. Okay, and then how many socks do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, is this an 8? No, it's a 7. So what comes after 7? 8. And how many fingers would 8 be? How many are in here, remember? That's 5. And then we need some fingers over here. So here's 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So 8 would be like that. Or sometimes people go like this. So there's 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So let's color, we'll just color the little patch on the socks, okay? The little heel patch. And maybe the band. Boop, 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 and boop. Alright, now we have some robes. Okay, so how many robes do we have? We have 1, 2. Is that 1? No. Is that 1? Well, that's a 1 and that's a 1, but together that's 1, 2, huh? That's 2 fingers. So there's 1, 2. So we circle our 2. And I think I'll just color the little ties on these. Maybe it's a mom and a girl robe. Okay. Could have made it like a mom and dad or a 2-boy robe. I feel like a mom and a girl. Okay, now how many hats do we have? Pencil here. So we got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So we circle the number 3. And color our hats real quick. Give them a little color. Hats, sleeping caps, Santa hats. Who knows? Okay, so there we go. We worked on some numbers. We're working on the letter S. You guys did good. Woohoo! Let's give ourselves a star. We haven't had one of those in a while. Okay, so we got another part of letter S. So be sure you stick around and watch it. And then I also got a craft where we make a snake later. So be sure you watch all of the letter S. I actually have some really cool crafts planned for the next couple letters. So be sure you watch them.